happens when you might need it to get you. WCCORoshiniRajkumar back with you. What a Monday, folks. Thanks for spending part of it with me here. We will get into big execs gone wrong, or at least accused of doing some very bad things, coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, and then at 11:35. Music Monday. We have a very special segment for you then. But first, most everyone has an iPhone or some sort of handheld device that you carry your life around on, right? Well, what happens when you might need it to get you out of a bind, maybe even save your life? That's part of the reason I wanted my next guest to join us. She is Liz Wyman, founder of iWorkshop Academy. She's a veteran tech expert and lecturer, and she also is here to talk with us about using your smartphone to stay safe during the holidays. Hi there, Liz.
Hi, great to be here.
You know, it's great to have you on. First of all, I guess I don't really think about it other than calling 911, which I guess is the obvious thing with your phone, right?
Exactly.
But what are some other things along these lines that your iPhone or phone can really help with?
Great question. Well, first of all, speaking about 911, there's a feature both on iPhones and Android phones that is called Emergency SOS. And sometimes you can't dial out. And for instance, on the Apple phones, all you need to do is hold down the off button at the same time as the volume button. And if you hold it down long enough, Emergency SOS will be called. 911 will be called with your location, and ambulances will be sent out. And secondly, if you program contacts, any beloved contacts will also be informed that emergency services have been called for you and where you are. So this can be life-saving.
Liz, when I hear about that, is it complicated? Because that's what I always worry about. I am not very tech savvy. I always am concerned it's going to be too complicated to set something like that up, that emergency SOS.
Actually, it is not complicated at all, and Apple users can just go into the settings in Emergency SOS, and all they have to do is enable automatic calling. Very easy. And then there's a link right there where they can tap and get into their health app where they can add their contacts. All of that's detailed in my book, 100 plus iPhone, iPad tricks you can do right now in great detail. But at the same time, it's really easy to set up, and also for Android users.
Yeah, that's good to know. I'm still an Android user myself, but it's good to know for people out there, so you cover both bases there. I'm talking with Liz Wyman. If you have any questions for her, give us a call, 651-989-9226 or 866-989-9226. Have you used the emergency SOS? I'd love to know and love to see and hear how it has played out for you. Okay, what about the help? I forgot where I parked. How can the phone help with that?
The phone is amazing nowadays what you can do. For instance, for Apple users, they just need to go into their settings and maps program and hit one little switch to show park location. After that, you can shop all day long after you've parked in a crowded parking lot. By the end of the day, you don't even remember what store you last were at, much less where your car is. However, all you have to do then is tap your Maps application, and it will show you parked cars. And you just tap there, and you'll get walking directions. Now, the only caveat I must say is that you have to have either Apple CarPlay in your car or have Bluetooth enabled car, which most people do because they use hands-free calling these days. Secondly, Google Maps works for both Apple and Android users, where you can just mark the location manually when you park and don't have to think about it again.
My guest is Liz Wyman. She is author of 100 plus iPhone and iPad tricks you can do right now, and we're specifically talking about using the iPhone or the Droid for safety, especially this holiday season. What about safe shopping apps, Liz?
I think that there's very safe shopping apps and also money-saving and time-saving apps that are very important to know about. And one of the first things I wanted to mention was one called Shop Savvy, which reads barcodes. That means you can point your phone, and it could be an Android or iPhone, at a barcode on a product. It will tell you not only the current price at the store you're at, but maybe down the street it's $10 less. And maybe online you can get it for another $5 off. So it's a really great tool for this holiday season.
Yeah, that sounds really handy and saves you a lot of time.
Yes, and also I think that I can't underestimate Apple Pay, and also they have Android Pay and Samsung Pay. The level of encryption that you have when you set this up on your phone is so much better than just handing your credit card over to somebody where they could take a picture of the front or back of it. The way it's worked out is extremely safe, a strong layer of security. And all you have to really do is go in Apple to the Wallet app and scan in your credit card. And from then on, I have to say, once I was at a grocery store and I completely left my wallet at home after an hour of intense grocery shopping, I thought, God, I'm going to have to leave this here, go back home. Suddenly I realized all I have to do is hold the phone to the register. I completely forgot because I had set up Apple Pay. So these are things that are safe, but they're also available at most registers these days.
Let's talk about the holiday shopping time as well as parents and kids, because every kid wants that iPhone right away. What do you think in your, all your days of working in the tech and writing about tech and speaking about tech, what is the right age to give something like this? It's a powerful tool to a child.
Well, there are a lot of issues that are worrisome these days. You have social media addiction, you have bullying, and it's really hard for a parent more than any other time. Apple has helped with that because they have a special app called Screen Time. So, yes, if you do get your child anywhere from 13 up, sometimes you start earlier, you can actually use something called Screen Time to control where they go, how much time they're on each app, and it sets a timer. And the good news is it'll let you set up your own passcode on your child's device so that they can't get around this. So I think that's one of the most important things that just came out for Apple, the iOS 12, so that even when you make that very important decision, you have complete control over your child's device, at least while you're at home, and where they go, what explicit sites they're not allowed to go to. All of that can be set up. Plus, you get a special report sent to you on a regular basis to your email of what your child is doing. That goes a long way to easing parents' mind, and it's an awesome new app that just came out this September for Apple users.
Yeah, so you kind of give the gift, and there are a little bit of strings attached that you know about to kind of feel a little more safe. All right, in this time of gift giving, Liz Wyman, what about gifting iPhone or the Droid phones? What should people know before they buy something like that for a loved one?
Well, it's very important to investigate the features that are available. For instance, if I'm speaking about the iPhone, there's been some big changes lately. A lot of the baby boomers and seniors really don't want to give up this home button, which has been indispensable over the years. And some of the newer iPhones do not have the home button. You've really got to feel what you're most comfortable with when you look at the different features. I do want to mention one thing, for instance, that a lot of people with older iPhones do not realize that they don't have to always buy a new iPhone. New York Times recently had an article that said if they replace their battery and they download the new iOS 12, it's going to work better than it did 4 years ago when they bought it. So we have so many choices as consumers now that are really exciting.
Yeah, no, it's very true, and you can really customize and personalize. Well, thanks for your expertise this holiday season. We also definitely want to make sure people stay safe. She is Liz Wyman, founder of iWorkshop Academy and author of 100 Plus iPhone and iPad Tricks You Can Do Right Now. Thank you, and happy holidays to you, Liz.
Thank you so much for having me.